MARC Institute of Design and Architecture Swarnabhumi welcome you all to the virtual orientation day for the first year M.Arch 2021 batch. With due respect, I welcome our beloved Director, Principal and HOD of MIDAS. A special welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest and also welcome the M.Arch students and faculties of MIDAS to this enlightening event. When darkness comes, let us not condemn the dark, but light a lamp to illuminate. I request our principal and HOD of MIDAS to light the lamp and inaugurate the function. Thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved principal of MIDAS, Professor Parisuddha Rajan, to deliver the welcome address.
Very happy morning to one and all. It's really nice to welcome you all for this virtual orientation program. A warm welcome to our chairman and promoter, Mr. G.R.K. Reddy. Welcome you, sir. A warm welcome to our director, madam, Mrs. Rajni Reddy. Welcome you, ma'am. A warm and a special welcome to our chief guest of today's orientation program, Mr. Vijay Nair, founder of Education Matters and GECF. Welcome, sir. And I welcome all my colleague faculty members at MIDAS, my friends, and all my dear first year M.Arch students of this batch 2021. It's nice to be here virtually, welcoming once again you all, and also to tell what MIDAS is all about. This premier institute has excelled for the past 10 years in imparting architecture education in this part of Tamil Nadu, which is a township named as Mag Swarnabhumi. It has a special unique features which are once again special to this place as being a standalone institute with the intake of 120 students of B.Arch and 20 students of M.Arch. And this is being our second batch of M.Arch students. And also, as an institute of excellence, it has contributed to a strength of 520 architects to this country and to the world. I mean, to the world is many of our alumni are in abroad. They have done their masters, they are practicing abroad. So that is the specialty of our institute. And also we have bagged, the first batch itself has bagged 2 university gold medal in B.Arch architecture as well as B.Arch interior design. And that time that program was a special program which MIDAS had. Now that program is no more in the country, but that time both the batches got their gold medal with the first rank, the first batch. Similarly, this present batch which has passed out also got 4 ranks with the university gold medal. So ranks and gold medals are very common in this institute with the performance of our faculty members, with our management support, and also the infra that we have here is really wonderful. And in total, the UG and the PG strength put together is 910 as of today. And also, our first batch students are going to pass out this year of M.Arch with flying colors. They are working towards their thesis, and lot many to be here, come here, learn here, and be happy. And the learning is a happy learning here. With this, just about our campus, our team, and our performance, I would like to once again welcome you all for this second M.Arch orientation program. Thank you. Over to Hema, please.
Yes, sir.
Madam is joining. Some network issue, disconnected.
Okay, sir.
Maybe HOD sir can talk for a few minutes. Madam will connect now.
Very good morning to everyone who are all present here in this virtual nice M.Arch first year orientation day program for the second batch of MIDAS 2021 batch. I welcome you all for this wonderful education which we are imparting to the students of architectural profession. We hope all the students whoever is joining in MIDAS will have a very good output in terms of knowledge, skills, and what that field needs from the freshers from education. They will be definitely achieving that, and they will be definitely getting the needs of the society what is in current trend. And I welcome all the freshers of M.Arch. Whoever has joined in our college, they will be definitely getting a good knowledge, and most of the students who are joining here are freshers. After completing bachelor's, they are joining in our session this time. Last batch, many students have got lot of experience in their field after completing BR, and they joined M.Arch. So both the batches will have a unique characters this time, we hope, and we will see our newcomers will compete with the previous batch, and their output will be very interesting, we hope. And all the students, I wholeheartedly welcoming you all for this one day virtual orientation day program. And mostly, as we discussed the last 2 days before, we want students to show more interest in learning, and it's like a vice versa. Both ways, the interaction should be there, then only the output of what profession needs can be achieved. We hope all things will be in a proper manner, it will go, and all the best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Assistant Professor Vigneshwan to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Vijay Nair, founder of Education Matters.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome Mr. Vijay Nair, founder of Education Master. Mr. Nair is a resourceful, highly organized, and accomplished professional in the field of education and skill development. He has a unique ability to establish and project managing international academic partnership and recruitments. He has established a reputation for encouraging and for fostering meaningful academic engagements between Indian and international education providers. Mr. Nair has a keen interest in youth, women's empowerment through acquiring an international benchmark skill and knowledge leading to global employment or entrepreneurship. His work has received the appreciation of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and the Queen of England. Once again, I welcome you, sir, for the event. Now, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Vigneshwaran, for that very kind introduction. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Chairman MIDAS, Mrs. Rajini Reddy, Director MIDAS, Professor Rajan, Principal MIDAS, the teaching faculty, administrative staff, and most importantly, my dear students. It is my privilege and a pleasure to interact with young students at MIDAS just as you embark on a journey to enhance your knowledge, your skills, and your qualification in architecture. At the outset, I congratulate all of you for securing an admission at a prestigious institution, MIDAS. It is notable that MARG, one of India's leading infrastructure development companies, has established your college. When the industry and academia work together, knowledge enhancement, skill development, and employability is a byproduct, or if I may say, it's a natural outcome. Students, over the next 2 years, you will study in a supportive, in a progressive, and in an empowering environment. You are in the able hands of two mentors, your director, who has been invited by the Harvard Business School to speak on women's interaction in the corporate world. This apart, she's a very successful entrepreneur and an educationalist. Your principal, Professor Rajan, has over 30 years of experience, both in academia and professional practice. I personally know that in recent times, he's had many international firms offer him assignments, and Professor Rajan has chosen to stay back and pursue his passion of mentoring young architects in India. Given the professional background of your mentors, I am sure they have brought together a team that's very supportive. So once again, congratulations on your admissions and all the very best in this journey that you are taking up in your life. I will take the next few minutes and make two suggestions that young students may please consider implementing in your professional development. And if possible, I'd like to keep this as interactive as we can. Allow me to share my screen for a minute and just give me a minute.
Just open the PPT and share, sir.
Yeah. Just give me a minute. I'm not very okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Cover is visible.
Yeah. Okay. So students, as I mentioned to you, let's try and keep this as interactive as possible. Is there anybody here who can recognize this tower and give me the name of this tower, please? You can use your chat box to answer.
They can unmute and answer also, sir.
They can unmute and answer also. Yes, sure. We must have a volunteer here who can pick this up, please. I just heard your HOD say that interaction is most important in learning. So, okay. The tower that you see here is called the Calgary Tower, and this is a freestanding tower. It's an observation tower in downtown Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. Now, what's interesting about this tower is that it weighs 10,884 tons. And of this 10,884 tons, 60% is below the ground. So what does this say to you? It says to you that a strong foundation is very, very important, not just in architecture, but in many phases of life, including the career that you are preparing for. Has my screen stopped sharing, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, thanks. So I repeat that once more. A strong foundation is very, very important, both in life as well as your career. So similarly, I'd like you to spend the time that you will be pursuing your master's course at this great institution and laying a foundation for your great career. So my first suggestion to you is stay hungry to learn and excel in your field of study. The second suggestion, some of you here would have heard of the American SEALs. And for those of you who haven't heard of the American SEALs, the American Navy SEALs are the most elite warriors in the world. One quality that is evaluated in their selection process is their ability to help the person next to them when they are personally burnt out, both emotionally and physically. Students, this applies to work and to life. By helping people around you, you become bigger, you become brighter, you become better, and the world will then become a more beautiful place to live in. So, please be helpful and kind. You may want to explore developing a habit of being kind to a stranger every day and just watch how your personality then develops. I very intentionally use the word suggestions. I know I'm talking to young adults and I don't want to use the word advice. So I've made these two suggestions you may want to consider implementing in your professional development. Before I go into my presentation on the global employment market, I will take a minute to talk about my purpose and my personal story. As I was introduced, my name is Vijay Nair. I'm the founder of the Global Education and Careers Forum and Education Matters. Global Education and Careers Forum, we call it GECF in short. At GECF, we have a single purpose. It's about empowering Indians to prepare and access global careers. Students, the world is getting older. And at a time when the world is getting older, India is getting younger. And this is an opportunity for every young Indian. You know, I'm a native of Kerala, and many of you will probably call me a Mallu or a Malayali. We Malayalis, we are all over the world. There's this old joke that when Neil Armstrong landed in the moon, he found a Malayali running a tea shop there. Yes, my parents, my uncles, my aunts, brothers, sisters, many of them left the comfort of their homes in Kerala and went to the Middle East from a very long time now. And they did this to earn big fat salaries. They did this to earn and support their families and for economic betterment. The value of a dollar, the benefit of a global career, and the economic transformation it brings back home is a reality that I have known and I've seen from my childhood. And so for 20 years now, I have been mentoring young Indians to be globally ready and to be globally employed. Over the next 2 or 3 minutes, I will present to you what the current status of the global employment market is and how in that there is an opportunity for every young Indian. Give me a minute. I'm just going to share my screen. Is my screen audible? Visible, sorry?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So let me start this part of my talk with a very impactful quote from our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. He said, "A youthful nation like ours must leave an impact on the entire world." And I'm going to close this presentation with a very another impactful quote from him. So that's Global Education and Careers Forum and Education Matters. And I'm going to talk to you about the current status of the global employment market. Students, please listen me out very carefully over the next 3 minutes. I'm giving you some basic facts that can change your lives. Since the pandemic in 2019, the world has been facing a phenomenon called the Great Resignation. I have picked up bits and pieces of this phenomena, and I'm going to discuss with you what the employment market and how Great Resignation has impacted some of the world's largest economies. Let me start with America. Between April and September 2021, more than 24 million Americans left their jobs. In November 21, a record 4.5 million Americans left their job. The next country I'm going to talk about is the UK. Between July and September 21, 1.02 million Britishers left their jobs. In Ireland, we've seen that 42% of Irish workers intend resigning their jobs over the next 12 months, and this started somewhere in 2021. In Australia, we are seeing a 26% job hopping among Australian workforce. And in Canada, Statistics Canada says that 9,12,600 job vacancies were available in the Q3 of 2021, which was 62% higher than the same figure in Q3 of 2019. And at that time, the job vacancies were 3,49,700. All of these figures tell you that there are huge amount of job vacancies available in the international workplace. So probably my generation or one generation earlier than me, we probably look for stability in work. But for you young students, the currency, the new age currency is no more stability. I think the new age currency is now mobility. I'm going to give you two more statistics to talk about this current situation. A Microsoft study found that 41% of the global workforce is considering of leaving their employer. Similarly, a Harvard Business Review found that that employees between 30 and 35 years old have had the greatest increase in the resignation rates, with an average increase of more than 20% between 2020 and 2021. Now, it's very important to understand why this is happening. And there is some material there for you to read, but I'm going to explain this to you in very simple terms. The first reason is the obvious suspect, which is COVID-19. As I had mentioned to you earlier, I said the world is aging. And what I mean by the world is aging is that the working population globally is coming closer to retirement. And they're the largest proportion of the global workforce are people who are closer to retirement. And those closer to retirement and those with comorbidities, they prefer not to go to work and take voluntary retirement and kind of, being worried about their own lives. This is the stand that the aged working population has taken. The second segment of this are the women. The women, since the lockdown, childcare is very, very expensive globally. They don't live in joint families where they have grandparents and to look after kids. So, they've had to resign their jobs and be at home looking after kids. In 2 years, they've realized the importance of it, and now they're looking more for work from home options or maybe self-employment. The next reason is an awakening. People now, in the past, people adjusted their lifestyles to jobs. Now people prefer to do it the other way around. They choose their lifestyles and then pick up a job that suits their lifestyles. People have understood that life is short, and job and money is not everything, and they should be able to enjoy their lives as well. So that's another reason why you see so many people, so many employees across the world resigning. One other fact that I've not mentioned here is the younger generation globally, the youth, they prefer not to take the vaccination. And the employers are not very confident of bringing those who are not vaccinated to the workplace, because they are then a threat to the others who are at the workplace. So there again, there is a vacancy that's created. In the UK, there is a separate scenario altogether. They left the European Union. 1 million people had to leave. They left the European Union just before the COVID lockdowns, and about 1 million people left the UK suddenly, and that again led to a shortage of manpower. Now, how is all of this an opportunity for India and young Indians? Interestingly, India is already amongst the youngest nation in the world. Nearly 140 million young population in the college-going group alone. Interestingly, 1 in every 4 graduate in the world is going to be a byproduct of the Indian higher education system. So factually, in terms of graduate job seekers, India continues an influx of approximately 1 million per month arriving in the labor pool, and this is happening at a very rapid pace. In the contrast, the world is aging. It is estimated that close to 360 million older people will no longer be able to work globally. In 2020, 30 countries, and by 2030, at least 34 countries will be super aged, with more than 20% of their population over the age group of 65. There is no doubt a vast majority of this supply to the global workforce will come from India, with 50% of our population below the age group of 25 and more than 65% below the age group of 35. Let us not forget that we are also the largest cohort of an English-speaking working population, and we are known to be hardworking. We are known to be disciplined, and we are known for our 24/7 customer service that we provide. In terms of size, by 2050, India is projected to have 1 billion employable people versus 270 million in the United States and 450 million in Europe. I said this earlier, the currency of the labor market now will therefore be mobility and not stability. Since all of you are architects, I'd like to raise your aspirations. I'd like you to aspire for better than the best. Let me give you an example. The salary of an architect in the US is $65,700 on an average. In Canada, it's Canadian dollars 69,698. In the UK, it's 24,000 pounds. In Ireland, it's 35,000 euros. And in Australia, it's 65,000 Australian dollars. I'm going to convert the lowest into rupees, and that probably is the UK, and that would be roughly about 24 lakh rupees as a starting salary for an architect in the UK. Having said this, I'd like to set some examples and show you what progress Indians have made globally. Let me start with Mr. Leo Varadkar. He is currently the Deputy Prime Minister of Ireland. I'd also like to talk about Priyanka Radhakrishnan. She is a person of Indian origin. She's become Minister for Youth in New Zealand very recently during COVID times. And I'm proud to be her cousin brother. Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, he's the Deputy Mayor of Business in London. All of you know this success story. I call it Satyam Shivam Sundaram in short. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, Shiv Nadar, the founder of HCL Technologies, and Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google. That really brings me to the end of my talk this morning with all of you. And I'd like to conclude this with a very powerful quote by our Prime Minister again, Sri Narendra Modi. And he said, "The youth of India has the strength to move the entire world at the click of their mouse. And we have generated that ability." So thank you very much once again for this opportunity. And dear students, all the very best in pursuing your masters and thereafter for a great career. And most importantly, enjoy your life and do well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your brainstorming speech to our students. Now I request Assistant Professor Reshma to introduce our beloved Director of Swarnabhumi Academic Institution of Mrs. B.P. Rajni Reddy ma'am.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, now audible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Hema, ma'am. A very good morning to everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure and honor in introducing our director, Madam B.P. Rajni Reddy. She is the promoter and director of Swarnabhumi Academic Institution. She brings about 25 years of experience as an entrepreneur. Her contribution as a business leader and entrepreneur have won her various awards, including the India Today Business Wizards of Tamil Nadu that recognize 12 outstanding business women in Tamil Nadu. She is also the recipient of the prestigious Edupreneur Award 2013, conferred to her by the Times Group of Excellence in the field of education. She has been a keynote speaker on various conferences and forums and has been widely quoted in the media regarding IT, outsourcing, talent management, rural employment, and women empowerment. In 2013, she was invited by the Harvard Business School to speak on women interaction in the corporate world at the Harvard India Conference. She holds an engineering degree from Sri Venkateshwara University. She is a graduate from Harvard Business School Advanced Management Program and done her executive MBA from Indian School of Business. It's really a great honor to welcoming you, ma'am, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Professor Reshma. Good morning, everybody. It's indeed, lovely to be here and interact with all our new M.Arch students. And welcome to Professor Mr. Vijay Nair, our guest today, our principal, Professor Rajan, our HOD, Professor Jayaraman, and all my beloved professors at MIDAS. It's indeed an honor and a happy moment for all of us. This is our second intake of M.Arch students, and in spite of all the COVID and the delays in counseling and everything, we have a sizable number of students here, and we are very, very committed to see that the postgraduate program is really going to be a great opportunity for our students, and we intend to do everything in our capacity to make it a grand success and a great advantage over every other M.Arch program, other college M.Arch programs here at MIDAS. So I think Mr. Vijay Nair has really given a great insight into how the market is and what great advantages our students stand to gain at this point of time. And I'm sure the students must be really, really enthusiastic about it. And architecture today, I feel, is the most upcoming profession. There's so much of nation building happening in India as well as across the world. And the changes that are happening at such a rapid pace, all of us are getting to reinvent the way we live, the way we interact, Our entire environment is, the interaction with the environment is changing. Our focus areas are changing. Now today, a lot more importance is given to the green and the trees and all unconventional energies. I think this is where there was a time, probably about 20 years ago, where everything was industrialization and there was so much of construction. And today, now we have realized what all we haven't done right, and now we are trying to undo everything and redo something which is going to create a better world for everybody. So I think at this point of time, the architects stand to really benefit. So I want all our students to be really look at their own inspiring role models. Choose your role models in different aspects, be it your career, be it your social interaction, be it the humanitarian aspects. Have different role models and try to imbibe those qualities and see what is that we could contribute to the world, to the society, and our immediate family, our immediate environment where we live. I think each one of us needs to think in those direction and see what is the best that could be contributed by us, because we are, professionals. You are masters in architecture. That's a really great thing, because architecture itself is a profession, where you study, work, everything in 5 years, and then you're now moving on to a specialized area. So I think you people have a lot more social responsibility. And the other thing in your own career, I would like to suggest and maybe advise that networking plays a very important role. Don't miss out with meeting your peers, meeting in every forum that you get access to. Please do attend. And today, with the whole internet opening up, all of us virtually can be part of any event that's happening across the world. Be there, because I myself have discovered the power of networking, when I went to Harvard, when I met people from across the world, and the way different people work, different people think, and the different ways they live, their value systems, everything is so different. It makes a huge difference when you understand this. Keep in touch with everybody, your professors, your peers, and people within the industry. And don't forget to be a continuous learner. I think learning is something we all are students for a lifetime. I myself always see that I'm doing something, a new course or a new learning every time. Throughout the year, I'm part of something or the other. Whatever I can, I think it's something that keeps you alive. The student in you alive, the inquisitiveness, the wonderment, everything is going to be alive. So keep the student in you alive, keep learning everything, keep trying to absorb whatever is happening in and around the country, in the world outside, and try to update yourself. That is very important. For that, age is not at all a impediment. Age is just a number. At any time, any age, I think you should be that kind of an enthusiastic learner. I think that credit I have seen with our principal, Professor Rajan. He is so enthusiastic to learn things all the time. His enthusiasm is sometimes so infectious. Whenever we meet, I learn a few new things. We should do this, we should do that. I think that same thing should be imbibed by all our students. And the last thing you all need to remember is the humility that you bring in, and your attitude. I think these are the two things that are going to set you apart as a person. Whatever be your standing in the society, whatever be your thing, always be grounded, be with your humility and your best attitude, and get a good name for yourself, for the institution that has nurtured you, for the society, for our country. All the best to the students, and welcome everybody once again. We will get to interact more and more moving forward. And thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for always supporting, enlightening, and motivating us to
Thank you.
move ourselves to the next step. Thank you, ma'am. Now I call up M.Arch second year student, Ms. Emma to talk about life at MIDAS.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, great. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Hemalata, currently pursuing my final year M.Arch, and I have a long journey with MIDAS. Actually, I was an employee of MIDAS. I was teaching young children. We are graduates in MIDAS, and now being a part of M.Arch is such a bliss actually. So I would like to mix up my both teaching experience and studying in M.Arch both together. So I saw Instagram post of MIDAS and I was like, okay, can we do exercises like this? That was my thought. And then I thought I am definitely getting associated with MIDAS for sure. Then I was already finished BArch, so I didn't know what to do. Okay, then I thought I'll do my teaching there in MIDAS. At least I could get some inspiration from my fellow peers. So I joined MIDAS as a faculty, and then and then just I used to just go sit in various faculty's lectures to get insights from them. And I should tell you, more than seminars or webinars, just going and sitting in a VR class gave me more knowledge than I ever gained. And my favorite place in MIDAS is the carpentry workshop and the art studio that is there. I remember just after finishing college, staying up there till night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and sitting and doing pottery and all that. And I feel so honored to be talking about my place where not just I study, but I get inspired, I get learned, I interact with my great professors, and it is such a bliss. I feel already overwhelmed to talk about how happy I am to be a part of MIDAS. And going back to my M.Arch, so we all joined in a virtual class, and I was wondering, okay, how is it going to work and all that. Our HOD made sure that, okay, even if it is COVID, I want you all to see each other. So that was the first amazing step Jayaraman sir had taken, and he made us all meet in a site, and he said, you have to interact. I don't believe in architecture without you guys seeing each other or without your hands actually touching the sand. You have to meet. So that was his words. So even something which is very, very small, I believe God is in the details. So with something so small, but still it was so impactful. Although we have virtual classes, we are also, connected, and we meet once in a while, but still I get the full package of M.Arch. And apart from that, we had so many lectures, guest lectures. Our subject is very defined. Like our syllabus says, okay, this is Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. But our faculties made sure that we have the outside exposure by inviting so many workshops, seminars, and the insights we get. Like, it's not an insight of the projects that they had done. It is the insight of the way they have seen the world. It is even the topics, if you see, it is not like, okay, how did we build this, how did we build that, but instead it was always about what is their hands-on experience about it. So I believe at MIDAS we were given a 360-degree all-rounder experience of what architecture could be. And again, I cannot forget the endless classes we have with our principal sir, where he shares so many things. I wish only I lived as his classmate to have seen all the things that he had seen in his life. So everything, like he has a book to teach us for the landscape architecture program, and the book is just a book. It has few lines, but when he takes the class, I literally see pictures running in front of my eyes. He makes sure that what he says is not just a theory or a concept or a principle, but it is actually what is, I just cannot explain how it feels. It is as if I'm standing in the site and looking at it like a bird. So if he's talking about a Detroit place or something, it feels like I'm actually a bird who's seeing the city from an aerial perspective. So I just cannot explain how happy I am. And with that, I'm closing my speech. And thank you so much for listening. You all made an amazing decision of joining MIDAS. And in this pandemic, to have gained so much knowledge in this past 2 years with so much experience, I really doubt if any other place could have given this much knowledge sharing. And thank you again all for this amazing opportunity to speak about what I could call my second place, or what I could call my shrine where I develop myself as a better individual. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Hemlata, for sharing your experience in MIDAS. Actually,
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
your voice itself tells how you are happy when you are faculty and also as a student in MIDAS now. So continue the happiness to continue with you. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you
Yeah.
for giving the opportunity. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now I call up Mr. Arul Prakash sir to talk about life at MIDAS.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to all, to Honorable Chief Guest, sir, respected Chairman, sir, Director, ma'am, Principal, sir, and HOD, sir, our professors and practicing architects whomever joined here in our M.Arch program, in our esteemed institution, MIDAS. So we feel proud and we privileged to introduce ourselves as a first batch of the postgraduate program in architectural M.Arch program in our MIDAS college. So our journey in our college is an adventurous and informative, admirable, and acquiring more knowledge actually from our adorable experienced professors in our field of architecture. We were joined this program at the middle of toughest situation where the world ever seen before. In spite of this pandemic time, so we never regret to attain our wisdom of knowledge actually. In our professors whom they handle here, every subjects are highly experienced and specialist in their particular subjects, and they not teaching us, like they shared their own experience and their wisdom of knowledge towards the subject whichever they handled actually. So they are well connected all around the time, all around the clock, and motivated us. In spite of teaching us, they shared their knowledge and experience with us at all the time actually. Especially during our field of case studies, they were accompanied and walked with us streets and motivated us for our final outputs actually. And again, once again, I am thankful for our management for keeping us touch with the softwares, whatever they handled before actually, like all the times, especially the MS, this one actually teams, which they installed us actually, because all the time we are in a most of the times we are in a this one online sessions only. So once again, I need to thank our gratefulness. I am taking advantage to convey our gratefulness to our principal sir and HOD sir for inspiring us and teaching us the high standard of post-graduation program at this point of time. So once again, I wish to welcome our architects to postgraduate program, to our MIDAS, one and only MIDAS School of Architecture. And I'm really thanking you for this opportunity given to me. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Arul sir. Thank you so much for your speech. It definitely inspire your upcoming juniors also. The first year students, if you want to share your thoughts, you can welcome to speak. Does anyone want to speak about the first year
Yeah.
students?
But
M.Arch?
of course, the first year student to switch on the cameras so that we can see them.
Yeah.
Because all the first year, please switch on the cameras. Yeah, one by one, I think you can share your thoughts. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Morning, everyone. I'm audible, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Balakumar. Actually, I finished my bachelor's degree before some 4 or 5 years, sir. And I'm not having any thoughts of doing my MArch. Once I see the environment of the MIDAS college and also the faculty response in this college, I just take a spot decision that this is the best college to do the MArch. I just joined here. I'm very happy to hear the conversation once before, and also I'm very happy to join the MArch in MIDAS college. Nothing else, nothing big. I'm very eager to join the classes and start the classes in MArch. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Next, anyone? Steffi, Meenashri? You can unmute and you can talk.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steffi from Nagarkoil. I did my bachelor's of architecture in RVS KVK School of Architecture, and I completed in 2021. I planned to urban architecture, and while I came to know about MIDAS, I was super excited about the college campus and infrastructure, and mainly the faculties. And while I'm contacting Meenakshi Sundaram sir, he explained in very brief, and I'm super excited to join in. So I'm really interested to go through the entire journey of next 2 years in MIDAS. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Next.
Hello, sir. Am I audible? I'm Meenakshi.
Yes.
First of all, good morning, everyone. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. And my name is Meenashri. I'm from Teni. And I finished my BR program last year from RVS KVK School of Architecture, Trichy. And I feel very proud and excited to join in a prestigious institution. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So anyone want to share?
Switch on the video and talk.
Okay, and now we'll move on to next section. Capturing the moment of today that will wow your heart tomorrow. I request everyone to switch on the camera for the virtual photo session. I request all the faculty members, students to switch on your camera for the photo session.
Okay, sir. Once everyone comes, you take the screenshot also. First you take the screenshot, sir, then after that you can take the picture.
Yeah, parallelly I'm doing, sir. Parallelly
yes,
I'm doing.
You wait for others also switch on the cameras.
Okay.
Because all the students, wait for 1 minute, sir. Still they have to switch on.
Yes. So in the screen only 9 boxes are available. It is okay, or are you able to put
No,
all?
what do you do, sir? Sir, click the 3 dots, more action. put large gallery.
Okay.
It was gallery, na? Put large gallery so that you are able to see 36 picture.
Oh yeah, great, sir. Excellent.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay, okay. Still any more? Yes, sir, you can click now.
Yes, sir, yes, I'm doing so.
Yes, sir?
1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay, sir, one more time. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, to get, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all for the cooperation. Now I request Professor Justin to deliver the vote of thanks.
Okay, so morning all. Sorry, I get connected with the principal's ID because we are all in the same room. And I take this good opportunity of thanking the people here. Firstly, I would like to start with our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Nair, who is actually doing a honorary job. I could see him as a wayfinder or a navigator for all young people here. And it's much honorary job, and it's much honorable job than a teacher, because we educate people, and the next level he is taking them to a life there. So I definitely thank him for doing the job and giving an introduction to our people also here, and taking this thing, our call, and being here as the chief guest also. So thanks, sir. And next I would let's start with our chairman, sir, who has a visionary. He was actually a visionary of this college. And till date, we could see only 1,05,000 people or architects registered with COE. So, in which almost close to 1,000 people are from our college, which is like 1% of the country. So, our chairman generally talks about the smart, and he always wanted things to be smart. And he always quotes this simple example of a mobile phone where it is just replacing almost 20-25 equipments or appliances. So this one phone is replacing things like that, and he always wanted people also to be like that. So his vision is to start up this college and educate people, and his ambition to bring out architects, because he is more of a promoter of real estate. He is in infrastructure business, and he finds architects as the best person, and his vision is to create multiple smart cities around the country, for which he made architects here. And as Principal Sir quoted, we have already created almost 575 architects, and in which at least 25 to 30 people have already got ranked in the universities. So thank you. I take this opportunity to thank our chairman, founder chairman, and for his vision. And this has been taken as a mission by our director, Madam Mrs. Rajini Reddy. She takes so much of care and passion towards in developing this college. I, as an employee here for the past 7 years, I always see her at all energies to develop this college to the next level. Definitely, this is not just posting, and I have seen her personally. In all her discussions, she always wanted things to grow here. She always wanted to go one step ahead, and she puts the fullest efforts towards that. Thank you, madam, for being here and motivating us in this day of orientation. And definitely our principal, who takes up this complete vision and mission onto execution mode. And as rightly said by our students, he is a packed, energy packed person who always runs for things. So you will definitely experience that here when you come here. So much of energy is packed with him, and so much of knowledge is packed with him. Definitely there is lots to dig with him, and you can always, he will be always available for that. That is the best part of it. And thank you for that, sir. And our HOD Jayaraman sir, who is again the driving person. So he takes very careful steps in driving things. He is very keen in and very what to say, disciplined and doing things. Definitely you will experience his efforts here. He takes so much of efforts to take this to the next level. As Hema, our past student, shares, he always takes that extra mile to work. He brings people even at the toughest times and make things work here. So thank you, sir, for joining here. And I would definitely thank all these senior professors, associates, and assistant professors who actually join hands with this complete thing and making things work here, and the work of this day also. My special thanks to the event committee, this Hema and Ms. Reshma, who has actually taken measures to make this program a successful one. Definitely the contribution of our admin team, Mr. Devaganapati, is could not be left out. He has done so much of work in making this program, and with all the support of the IT people, Mr. Franklin and Mr. Sundaram, who had done these teams and arrangements, other things, and definitely all supporting faculty. I take opportunity to thank everybody here, and definitely all this is because of the crowd here, and you students are the best crowd here making this day. So thank you all for joining here. Let us all meet here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I want to inform the students we have one beautiful library in our college. There's a number of books. You can also read those things. You can make use of those library and all. In further in class, we introduce about it more detailedly. So due to the short time, we skip those things. So once again, I thank you all for the participation to make this event even more successful. Thank you. We Now we ending this event with national anthem.